Brady, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Obviously with the news coming out today, just does it feel like you're having like a two or even three front battle going on between trying to focus on the season, trying to figure out if you're going to play, and also, trying to work towards having a players association as well? There's a lot going on for Brady White right now.
No, I mean I'm not worried about. I'm just focused, like Coach Silverfield just said. I'm focused on practice and preparing for this season and developing with this team in all facets. So that's the most important. You can't. There's a lot of outside noise going on. There's a lot of stuff taking place that is important. That is very relevant, but you got to definitely be very focused in times like these. And I think our group and myself are doing a really good job with that.
Okay, Terry Davis.
Two questions, Brady. How you doing? First of all, long time no see.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. How are you?
The first question going around social media, people are asking, since you've been in college so long, are you teaching classes now? And the second, how's the chemistry coming with the wide receivers?
Sorry, what was the second question?
How the chemistry coming with the wide receivers?
Yeah, well, I feel like I should be teaching class, but no, I'm just joking. School's going well. I'll keep that short and sweet. And then chemistry with wide receivers is really good. Like I mentioned, the previous time I was with you guys, we haven't skipped a beat with timing. We're just getting little things down pat, but what's great is we go against a really good defense every day. So we get unique looks in certain situations where we can work on tendencies and certain situational things that are going to make us better. But those are the things we're working on. We're not having to go through and work on basic timing stuff or throwing basic routes. Everything's very intricate. And so everything with the wide receivers is going really well, and that group is doing a really good job.
Okay, Jason Munns.
Hey, Brady.
What's up?
Not much. Can you take us through the process of drafting the list of proposals, the statement, the We Want to Play campaign, joining that, and just what your involvement with that was?
Yeah, so basically, obviously our team wants to play ball, and that whole thing was kind of spearheaded with some other players around our conference, and they had reached out to me, and I kind of got involved, and we've had communication, and basically, all of us communicating and checking in on one another, but also, getting a feel for what's the team's what's the pulse of the team as far as like this season. And everyone wanted to, who was communicating wanted to play, and their teams were all for playing and understanding what the situation is, the risks, and what's going on, but also understanding that we still want to move forward. And that's basically kind of how it went about. And then another player in our conference had mentioned to me that he was working on it, and we kind of just came together and wanted to get that out so that it can be known that what our intentions are. We want to be playing football, and we respect every decision, and we realize the severity of the situation, but like I said, we love this game and we want to play.
Okay, Brian Moss.
Hey, Brady, if you could, you talked a little bit ago, you touched on the defense, but what have you seen from the defense 5 practices in under, Coach Mack?
Yeah, I've noticed they do a lot of good things. I think they're buying into what he does as a coach and his system really well, because they're flying around, and, the way they're operating, it doesn't look, brand new. Obviously, it's practice, so everyone's got to work, but they look very comfortable. They look like they're really enjoying it, and they're making some plays. They're doing a really good job, and it's a lot of fun competing. You know, you go back and forth in a practice, and that's really good to see that your defense is making plays and giving you, you know, some really tough looks and some hard times. Then you kind of battle back and get some on them. But that's how a really competitive, solid team should practice. And so it's been a pleasure to go against Coach Mack and those guys every day.
Okay, Clayton Collier.
Hey, Brady. Obviously, you know, with how passionate you are about this, with we want to play, there are now 2 other conferences where they're not going to get that chance. What do you have to do, and what does your movement and your conference have to do to make sure that, you know, your voice is heard in wanting to play, you know, to the decision makers?
That's a very deep, complicated question, I think. There's so much with all this going on that's out of, you know, kind of out of your control. There's so many different moving pieces and parts and certain things that have to take place. And so it's not just, you know, me, but that's like my whole kind of perspective is I want to use my platform and use my position to voice, you know, what I think, you know, my position and kind of what I feel our team's position is. And, you know, I think Coach Silverfield and our staff do a really good job communicating with us and being wide open, letting us know kind of updates and everything going on. But we're not concerned with other conferences, and we're focused on us. And whatever happens. You know, I find peace and confidence in knowing that, you know, my Lord and Savior is in control of all this, and He's got a good plan in place, and He knows what's going to happen. And so I wake up every day. I'm happy, I'm blessed, and I get to play football. And so until they tell us we can't, we're moving full steam ahead.
Okay, one more question for Brady from Jason Munns.
I don't know if you're still close to anybody over at Arizona State, but if you are, have you been in touch with any of them to kind of get a feel for how they're feeling now that they're not, now that they're not going to be playing this fall?
Yeah, I haven't heard from any one of them. I haven't really been in touch. I do know a handful of guys that are still there. And I do, I think I have seen stuff on social media or just heard kind of through a second party that they do want to play. I didn't know that decision was made. Obviously, you guys do. So I can probably assume that they're a little bummed or frustrated, but we'll see. I might have a conversation or two, here in the near future, but I haven't had those conversations yet.